For today's card, I am going to call this a 3D image card. We're going to be working with Coastal Cabana today, and this is the Pretty Prince Designer Series paper. I have a regular 4.25 by 5.5 card, and I've cut this piece of Designer Series paper also to be 4.25 by 5.5 so that it covers the entire front of the card. And I am going to just adhere this with my multi-purpose liquid glue, and I'm just going to be careful to make sure, I'll just use my fingers here to make sure that it covers the entire front of the card and that it doesn't go over at all. Whoops. For this card, I'm using the Amazing Silhouettes stamp set, which is in the 2022, 23 Stampin' Up catalog. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I have information below where you can purchase any of the things that I use today, and I would love to have you as one of my customers. We have a great time. Okay, so I'm also going to be using the Scalloped Contours Dies. These are so fun. Watch, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with them. I'm going to take the largest die and a piece of Calypso Coral cardstock, which is 4.25 by 5.5. And I'm going to run this through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So after I do that, that is going to leave me with this nice frame. And I'm going to adhere this to the top of my card, the Designer Series paper, and I'm just going to use the multi-purpose liquid glue to stick this down. Now I'm going to take a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and this is 3.25 by 4.75, and I'm going to use my Calypso Coral ink, and I'm using this stamp from the Amazing Silhouettes stamp set, and I'm going to ink that up. A lot of times if it's a larger stamp, I like to do it this way to make sure that the entire stamp gets covered in ink. And then I'm going to stamp it on here a little off to the side because I want to leave room over here for the sentiment. So let's go ahead and stamp this, and it's okay if the bottom of the stamp goes off the paper. I love this stamp set because look at how it's so artistic and looks watercolored, but the reverse way. So now I'm going to take the sentiment, and this is from the Color and Contour stamp set, and it says, "Thank you for everything." And at the end, I'm going to show you all the cards I made. This is a great card to use to make a set of thank you cards to give as a gift. And I'm going to stamp that right down there like that. Now this is where the fun part comes in, where we start building the 3D portion of the card. You're going to take these two dies from the Scalloped Contour Dies. So it's this one here that has the scallops and then the little marks around the inside, and then this one here which is scalloped, and then it has the lines along the inside. And we're going to place the bigger one right about here where we're going to have some sentiment on the inside of the die and some on the outside. So that's going to be our larger frame, and we want to make sure that we center that on the sides and the top and the bottom. It's great to use the grid paper for this because you can see that your cardstock is even. And we're going to place that there, and then we're going to take the smaller one. Oops. My fingers get so sticky when I'm making videos. We're going to take the smaller one and place that on the inside and make sure that we have a good even margin around all of the sides. Then we're going to, I want to bring it down a teeny bit. OCD much over here. Okay. Now, once you have that in place, you're going to take, you can use washi tape or you can use painter's tape. I just had my painter's tape closer to me. And I'm just going to lightly put this on there so that the pieces stay together, just like that. So I want to hold it down onto my cardstock so that when I run it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, the pieces don't move. They stay in the position where I put them. So I'm gonna run this through the machine and I'll be right back. So after you run it through the machine, it's gonna look like this. So you just wanna carefully peel off your tape. Because it went through the machine, it pressed the tape down. So just carefully remove it so that you don't accidentally rip the paper. Or if you're going to make a lot of them, the other thing you can do is keep the pieces together and remove the tape, and then just press the center part out. So then that way your pieces are still together, and then you can go on and make card after card after card. So keep them together like that. So when you're all done, you're gonna have 3 pieces. This piece here, this piece, and this piece. So what we wanna do is take the larger piece and we can glue this down. Just center it in the frame that you already put on the card. And I'm just gonna use some of my multi-purpose liquid glue. Mine came out a little crooked. That's because when I'm doing my videos, I am not over the card. I'm kind of at an angle, so I really can't see what I'm doing because I'm trying to make the card and look in my camera to make sure that everything is in the frame. So it's a teeny bit off, but that's okay. Okay, so that's down. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is take this piece, which is the next largest piece. I'm gonna use my mini glue dots, and I am not gonna be stingy with them. I'm gonna put them all around the frame. Okay, so you'll see that I put my mini glue dots all around the frame, and now I am just going to, after I peel the backs off, make sure that I center it in the right spot so that everything lines up. And I might have to take this out of frame for you so that I can see that I'm doing it straight, because I want to make sure that it's perfect and that you get the idea. A lot of people stand up when they do their videos, but that just doesn't work for me. I have to be sitting. Okay, so what you're going to do is take your little inside frame, and I like to line it up here with the words first. And it's just like putting a puzzle together. So you just make sure that the words line up evenly, and then the image lines up, and you just want to press that down just like that. So now you have your 3D part. How easy was that? And now all you have to do is take the centerpiece, add some glue, and line up your words down here again. And there you go. There is your 3D image card. How easy was that? So let me show you all the other color combinations that I made. This one is rich raspberry and fresh freesia. Love it. This one is soft succulent and evening evergreen. These are new in colors. This one I absolutely love. This is evening evergreen with soft sea foam. I never use soft sea foam, but I love this combination together. And then finally, this one is Coastal Cabana. So there are 5 of these. And since there are 5, why don't we make this a card class in the mail for the middle of August? So if you want to purchase the Amazing Silhouettes, the Scalloped Contour Dies, go ahead and do that. And I will send you all of the cardstock and all of the pre-cut paper to make 10. You can make 2 of each card. If you have other dies and stamp sets that you think would work, then just place a $40 order before tax and shipping. Well, let's make it $50 because then that way you get, not only will you get all of the free paper already cut and scored for you, but you'll also get a free celebration item. And you can make 10 cards. How does that sound? Let me know.